Hello, folks. Today I'm going to talk about Keith One-Time Thurman. I'll give you my opinion about Keith One-Time Thurman. Keith One-Time Thurman, just a few days ago, knocked out Brock Jarvis in Australia in the third round. So congratulations to Keith One-Time Thurman. We haven't seen Keith One-Time Thurman in the last 3 years. So I'm happy he's back. How did he look? He looked pretty good. Moving around, boxing, waiting for the opportunity to knock out Brock Jarvis. I'm happy he's back. Um, Tim Zazuz mentioned he would like to fight Keith Thurman over there in Australia. And if that fight was to happen, that'll be a good fight for Keith Thurman. That's a 50-50 fight right there. Tim Zazuz lost his last two fights. And also Keith Thurman has not been active. That's a money fight for Keith Thurman. In other words, if he fights him in Australia, they're going to pay him good money to fight him in Australia. It's a 50-50 fight. I believe it's too soon for Keith Thurman to take that fight. I believe he's a little rusty. He needs to take a couple tune-up fights and then fight Tim Zazuz. In other words, too easy a fight where just to for he could get better. He looked pretty good. Also, he mentioned Keith Thurman. He would like to fight Errol Spence Jr. That would be a good fight. Errol Spence Jr. and Keith Thurman. They should have fought years ago. Keith Thurman is about 5'8", 153 pounds. His record's 31-1 with one no contest with 23 KOs. The one loss was to Manny Pacman a few years back. He has a 69-inch reach. He's a 17-year pro already. Wow. With 175 rounds of fighting. Very good fighter, a good speaker. He really is a good guy. He doesn't talk bad about people. He's very respectable, very professional. He knows what to do. Errol Spence is 5'10", 153 pounds, 28-1, with the one loss being the knockout to Terrence Crawford a few years back. He also has about 23 knockouts. He's a 13-year pro with 154 rounds of fighting with a 72-inch reach advantage. So these guys been around for a long time. This fight should have happened 5 years ago. But if it happens now, people will pay to see it. And that is a good fight where both of these fighters could make good money between Keith One-Time Thurman and Errol Spence Jr. The Truth. Errol the Truth Spence Jr. So hopefully they can hook up and fight. If not, Keith Thurman could fight Tim Zazuz in Australia and make about $5 million there on one fight. These are all good fights. These fights has to be made. They also mentioned that Virgil Ortiz will fight Keith Thurman. That's another decent fight. Virgil Ortiz has about 23 wins, no loss, 22 knockouts. He just beat Israel Madrimo. These are fights that has to be made. Hopefully these fights could be made in the year 2025. But the Keith Thurman versus Errol Spence, that'll be a great fight. Two good fighters. And hopefully it could be made. Let me know who you think will win between Keith Thurman and Errol Spence, or Keith Thurman with Tim Zazuz, or Keith Thurman versus Virgil Ortiz. Thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe, comment. Check out my playlist. Have a great day.